we 60 drop-off points that we had for items from the community all went through. All the items we collected, we assembled at the 6 drop-off points and all went through either Food for the Poor or Global Empowerment Mission. So that made our life, made us far more efficient as a region. And certainly these guys are experts on the ground and we appreciate them. I want to recognize Wendy Hart and Karen Chung, they prepared the people who run America Friends of Jamaica, and also acknowledge them for their great work. We appreciate you all right? And we're about to come to you, but we're gonna start out first with a gentleman who, he was in Miami, did an excellent job here in Miami, and he went on to greater heights. And he used to work with Air Jamaica, so I can say he continued to soar to new heights, became ambassador to Cuba, and now is one of the chief architects of an upcoming Diaspora conference, June 14th to 18th. Anybody on this call, you must come to the Diaspora conference. It is not to be missed. There's something in there for everybody, but I won't take away the thunder from our hardworking, accomplished Ambassador Hall. Let us give him a big round of applause and a full welcome to Ambassador Hall. Good to have you on the call, sir.
Thank you, CG Mair. Thank you so much. I think I need to have you do my introductions wherever I go. But CG Mair, Dr. Jones, certainly a pleasure to join you this afternoon. And of course, to see some familiar faces on the call. Good afternoon, everyone. Good to see you. Good to join you, even for a few minutes this afternoon. So as CG was saying, the Diaspora Conference is coming up June 14 to 18, which is just around the corner at the Montego Bay Convention Center. And picking up on the theme that CG Mair spoke about in terms of the outpouring of support during the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, that actually has motivated the theme for the conference this year. It is Diaspora Partnerships Creating a More Resilient Jamaica. So many of our families were affected by Hurricane Melissa, and the Diaspora played a critical role in providing that support in the hours following and for the months of recovery. So this conference is dedicated to the efforts of the diaspora in creating a more resilient Jamaica. Therefore, the discussions that we will have will focus in every element on how we build in resilience, how do we respond to natural disasters, and how do we recover more quickly with as little dislocation for our people as possible. We have one of our panels is devoted to volunteerism, which builds on that spirit of partnership with the diaspora in good times and in bad times. And I think it's a very, very, very important moment for Jamaica as we look at the future and how we build resilience in everything that we do. So when you look at the panel, at the discussions, we're looking at trade and investment opportunities, healthcare, education, AI, digital technology, security, agriculture, youth. In every element, though, there is the component of resilience. How do we put in policy frameworks to ensure that we are in a position to respond and recover from natural disasters? We just started hurricane season 2 days ago, and we're hopeful and prayerful that we don't have another hurricane this year, but all it takes is one. All it takes is one. Doesn't have to be of a magnitude of a Hurricane Melissa, but then every time we have a hurricane, we have to go through the rebuilding. Lives are dislocated. How do we? So the whole point of this conference is to look at ways, find common solutions as to how we can go about mitigating those impacts. Registration is going well. I invite everybody on the call. If you have not yet registered, please do so. The website for registration is bjdc.mfaft.gov.jm. You can get information on the program. You can get information on available hotels, which I must say, from day one, hotels accommodation would have been an issue because we're in Montego Bay. Montego Bay was impacted by Melissa, so we don't have the full suite of hotels open. But we do have hotel rooms still available, I think, at Oceans, which is a wonderful property, a little bit further away, but still wonderful. that still has rooms available. Iberia Star might have some, but I think those are pretty much all gone as the closest hotel to the venue. We have also at S Hotel and at Half Moon. So we will make accommodation as well for persons who are staying in other locations and Airbnb, for example. And we'll try to accommodate them as best as possible with the shuttle service that we will have. All the conference hotels and Rio will have shuttle service, so you don't have to worry about how you get into conference and back. So we will provide that service for you to easily access conference. We have this year Day of Empowerment, which is a new feature, which is designed to have the participants go into the community to have that interaction with community members. Where we're looking at is the Montego Bay Craft Market on Harbour Street. Don't know how many of you are familiar with Montego Bay, but I guess it's the oldest craft market in Montego Bay that close to the center of town. And we will take delegates there for an opportunity to see the recovery that is in place there, to see what needs to be done, because I think quite a few of the stalls were damaged during Hurricane Melissa. They have over 238 stalls. I think only 100 are open, but others are in need of repair. So I think this will be a good opportunity for people to see how they can assist, to buy some craft items, to support the local vendors, support the local economy. The following day is Day of Service, and we have 20 projects registered, healthcare, education, and community development. So you can sign up for Day of Service projects. That information is also available online at the website that I shared. And you can also register to participate in the Day of Empowerment, which is, I think, as I said, a new addition, and which is geared towards providing community level support for some of those who were affected by Hurricane Melissa. So this is going to be a great conference. It is not going to be the big splash as it was for the 10th, but certainly a conference that is going to focus on the very real issue of resilience and how we ensure that we're able to recover from a natural disaster over a long term and have sustainable development not be interrupted too much by natural disaster. So I hope to see all of you, if not for the whole conference, certainly for a part of. And yes, and I'll ask you to spread the word, share the word. This is a good time to come home if you haven't been home, to connect, to build. I mean, we also have the marketplace, which this year we have 80 booths, which is an increase over the last conference. So it does show that there is a very vibrant trade and commercial infrastructure among our diasporans, because not only are Jamaican companies in the marketplace, but we have diaspora companies as well. So it creates that network and that ecosystem for trade and development to exist between us as Jamaicans, and to build the wealth here and in the communities overseas. So thank you for the opportunity. Looking forward to seeing all of you. And we have a question for you. Oh, there's a question, sure. Well, the link bjdc.mfaft. Yes. .gov.jm. Yes. Yes, it's in the chat. There's another one, aitix.app/BJDC to get the ticket. Right. So let me just clarify that the BJDC would actually lead you to the AITix automatically when you click on register. So okay. The question was the hotels, information about the hotels were not directly at the link, someone said in the chat. Right. If you visit the website on the bjdc.mfaft.gov.jm, information on hotels are there. The booking, once you click on the link on the site, it leads you to the special booking codes that were designated for the Diaspora conference. Truth is, because we're so close to conference, the codes may very well be close to expiring, but the information for the hotels is still accessible on the link. Right. Thank you, Ambassador Hall.
Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you very much, Ambassador Hall. And as always, thanking everybody on the planning team for all their efforts, and looking forward to seeing everybody join us for Diaspora Conference on the June 14th to the 18th. And we look forward to seeing you in person, Ambassador Hall, and thank you again for all the great work over the years.
Thank you, sir.
We will see you in Montego Bay.
Before you go, I just want to thank you for your efforts there in Miami because it has been, well, and the southern USA region, because you have done a tremendous, tremendous job. And, congrats to you. And just for the callers on the team, not only did we go back to Air Jamaica, but we went further back.
That's
So
right.
I've known this man a very long time.
Long
So
time.
thank you, Oliver. Thank you for all
Yeah,
you do,
man.
man.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
But
Regards
you
to
man.
know,
the
Ambassador, Oliver went to Woolmer's.
Oh, before that.
Unlike your high school, he went to Woolmer's,
No, we
which is
went to
why
Vans Prep
he
together.
gives you this great excellence.
Well, I think the excellence started at Vaz, but anyway.
Vans Prep, yes. Yes.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you so much and all the best.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right.
Thank you again. All right.
All right. So
We-
we're gonna go to and I'm gonna allow Dr. Jones to do the individual introductions, but here, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go with the honorees for the America Friends of Jamaica. Their gala is coming up this Saturday, and Wendy, Wendy, you want to just start out a minute, just telling us about where the gala will be and how persons can get tickets before we go to the honorees. Wendy Hart.
Sure, I'd be happy
Yeah.
to CG, and thank you for welcoming us to the call, and Dr. Bent Jones having us here today. The American Friends of Jamaica has been holding a gala. This will be our 21st year in South Florida. Our relatively new home is at the Lowe's Coral Gables, and we will have the gala this year a little later than usual because we were so involved in hurricane relief on June 6th. We are just about sold out. I think we'll probably close down tickets today. And we are really thrilled to have our three wonderful honorees who are all on the call with us today. Norman Horne from Art Construction, Ed Raine with Food for the Poor, and Michael Capone of GEM. I really was reflecting on what Ambassador Hall was saying about diaspora partnerships and resiliency. And these partners of ours really reflect that. The AFJ has probably worked with 20 partners, I believe, in our response to Hurricane Melissa. We've had over 10,000 individual donors to our disaster relief fund.
Wow.
But these three partners of ours really were major contributors to our ability to execute on the program of work that we have. We are really grateful for this partnership. As Ambassador Hall says, getting things done is all about partnership. And our focus, as so many of us, that's the word for this year for Jamaica for sure, is building back with resiliency. So we are really thrilled to be honoring them. And if you want to join us, please join us. Our website, I'll drop it in the chat, I see Dr. Bent Jones might have done it, is the afj.org. We have a handful of tickets left. We're really close to sold out. But we are looking forward to this evening to thank our donors who are supporting the work in Jamaica and to honor our partners.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Hart. Wonderful things going on. Your 21st year for the gala, right?
21st for South Florida. The organization, I think this is our 43rd year, Karen. We started in New York, but we have been in South Florida for 21 years. Yeah.
Miss Hart, big respect for all the work that you guys have done with AFJ over the years and the high level work, which is not normally done in our diaspora. So great example. Now, during the Hurricane Melissa lead up, there was a representative for AFJ at a Whistle event where they were discussing that they were looking to partner with anybody who is sending stuff down for hurricane relief. So I know the Jamaican community in Georgia was when they heard about this, they were trying to get to AFJ to partner, but it was unsuccessful. How do communities that are not in South Florida partner with AFJ in times of helping Jamaica?
We actually, as I mentioned, we had 10,000 donors, and the donors were from across America. and internationally as well, even though, of course, the tax deduction is only for Americans. I will drop both Karen and my information in the chat. We'd be happy to connect with you offline. I see Karen also has raised her hand.
Yes, her hand is up. Karen Sean? You'll be unmuted shortly.
Okay. Yes. Jason, unmute her.
So Karen
Karen.
Chung and Wendy Hart.
Yes, I did. I unmuted her.
American Friends.
Yes.
Okay.
Here I go. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a delight to be here today. Thank you for having us. I just wanted to expand on our President Wendy Hart's comments. The gala is going to be a celebration of 3 exceptional honorees who really demonstrated what leadership looks like when communities come together in crisis. Each of them answered the call after Hurricane Melissa. And yes, we're going to be celebrating them this Saturday night at Lowe's Coral Gables. We are near sold out for the gala, but there is an after party. And we know how much we love Jamaica, right? And the gentleman who sings the Jamaica Love Anthem, Busy Signal, will be our entertainer. So we'd like to encourage you to spread the word about the after party. Even though the gala tickets are near sold out, there's an opportunity to join the event at 9 p.m. just before the performance and the party starts. So please spread the word. Those tickets are $150. You can get those tickets online. Please join us. It's going to be quite a celebration of some significant milestones that we've achieved together. So thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Great work.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Karen.
Oh.
So, all right. So I must, as we go into this section, I know these 3 gentlemen very well. They are good at speaking, extensively on their work, extensive work, and I want to commend them as honorees. But in 2 minutes each, I'm just going to ask you to share. And Ed, I was picking on you first because of the rains today. I'm going to ask you to just share in 2 minutes some of the activities that Food for the Poor overview what was involved with Food for the Poor for the hurricane season.
Sure. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks, CG. And so let me start by thanking Wendy and Karen for including Food for the Poor in this acknowledgement. I'll say this, Food for the Poor was tested, given the volume of work that needed to be done. And I think the first comment I would make is that our logistics was probably one of the most important factors in being able to help not only ourselves, but I think it's the 70 organizations that we partnered with to move goods into and through Jamaica. So we actually moved in a relatively short period of time over 250 shipments. That's containers, some air freight, but mostly ocean freight. Hundreds of thousands of kits were packed, and we had a nice partnership with GEM, of course, but also with World Food Program that really provided a huge percentage of what we were doing. So this was mobilizing volunteers. We had thousands of volunteers showing up at our warehouses, both in South Florida as well as in Spanish Town. So I think we were also very clear that we had to move from the relief to the repair and the housing. So over 340 homes have been repaired so far, 20 new homes constructed from scratch. We've actually got another, I think, $3+ million we just raised for our next phase of repair and construction. So it's ongoing. And I just want to also comment how significant the diaspora was in making all this possible. We fielded literally thousands of calls, and the diaspora came through in a huge and very beautiful way. So thanks to everybody. I'm sure that's my 2 minutes up.
Mr. Raine, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ed. And again, I want to just reinforce that, I mean, based on Hurricane Beryl, our experience was that we would not get into the heavy lifting. We allowed the experts, and all our drop-off points went through either Food for the Poor or GEM, and they made our lives that much easier. We were far more efficient as a community as a result of having two stalwarts. I mean, three, we've included AFJ, but I mean, in terms of the logistics. And then, of course, World Central Kitchens also on the ground with the meals. But thank you again. And just yesterday, I was at the launch. And by the way, some of the funds that we're using from our gospel concert, Food for the Poor, will actually will be commissioning 4 other houses, building 4 other houses. They've started already. We'll have them available for the Diaspora conference. So we'll be carrying folks to go and visit these houses, or even one during the conference. So if you want to be a part of that, let me know. Yesterday, I was a part of the launch at Global Empowerment Mission, led by Michael Capone and team. And, just getting ready for the hurricane season. Michael, please tell us in 2 minutes the overview of the work from Global Empowerment Mission, and just remind us of that impactful work.
Michael, you have to unmute.
Hold on. Unmute, Michael. Right. Okay, good.
Is it on?
We can see you now. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, Oliver, you were instrumental. We've had a lot of rodeos, unfortunately, including Beryl. So you were in our headquarters days before this thing, hit Jamaica. So we were very ready. Unfortunately, it was the worst of what we ever imagined. We were able to ship about $17 million worth of donated product. Most of that was donated. Some of it actually came from Food for the Poor, where they were buying, we were packing, and then AFJ was sponsoring some of the shipments for that. So we were really all working together. But, the Diaspora came through like, unimaginable. I mean, thousands of volunteers every day, hundreds of them in the warehouse packing. I mean, there was like 4 assembly lines. With all my experience, I was personally very worried. I genuinely thought that the country was going to go into kind of a more anarchist rebellion because there was lack of food and lack of products. And I think that, thanks to, like Ed and AFJ and everybody working really hard, I think we pumped enough aid in there during those first 3 months to stabilize the whole entire country. And without that stabilization, we would not even be talking about construction right now. We'd be dealing with a whole other problem. And so now, that's an old problem now. And now we're, repairing roofs. We have our roof program, doing a lot of roofs in partnership with AFJ. And we're going to try to bang out, thousands and thousands of roofs in the next couple months. That's where we're at.
How can the Diaspora work with GEM or Food for the Poor or other organizations like that to make a greater impact now that we're on the recovery end?
Yeah, I think that, we are, an organization that's extremely well known around the world, less known to Jamaican Diaspora. I would recommend that the Jamaican Diaspora continues to donate through their channels that are the most trusted, which is like, AFJ or Food for the Poor or GEM. But donating through AFJ is probably the simplest solution. And then they are funding both Food for the Poor and GEM in the rebuild efforts and managing us and making sure we do what we need to do to, be as efficient as possible.
Wonderful. Thank you.
All right, great. I think it seemed. Thanks again, Michael, and we appreciate all the great work from Jem. It seemed Norman may have fallen off the call. Is Norman there?
He's on.
Okay.
He's on mute. All right. Mr. Norman Horne, distinguished Jamaican entrepreneur, founder and executive chairman of ARC Manufacturing.
Sir Norman, on the ground in Jamaica, and you did quite a bit of work.
I am back.
You're breaking up.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Yes. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Oliver, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you, my friend.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Hear you now.
Hello?
We can hear
Hello?
you.
We can
Yes.
hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Maybe there's a delay.
Yeah.
First, well, perfect. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, let me meaningful work across, and we're extremely happy to work with them. Our company, ARC Manufacturing Limited, and in fact, the ARC Group, manufacture and distributors of building materials. And during the period of Hurricane Beryl earlier and Melissa later, we were indeed, as Jamaican nationalists and as Jamaicans, happy to work with various institutions, individuals, churches, schools, NGOs, government, to provide the necessary building materials for the repairs and reconstruction of Jamaica. And today we continue to do that. But more importantly, we have reached out and we have assisted a number of persons who are less fortunate and unable to find the necessary financial resources to accomplish their own recovery programs. ARC, who have been a part of the Jamaica manufacturing and distribution of building material business for almost 30 years, are very proud to continue this work. And again, we will continue to work with the resilience of the Jamaican people and all the volunteers and all of those who have been making a huge difference in helping Jamaica to recover from Hurricane Melissa.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Horne. I have a question for you. For the young folks who
Sure.
are thinking about a career, thinking about a trade, in light of all the events that have happened recently, those who want to pursue entrepreneurship or manufacturing like you've done, what advice would you have for them? Work hard, right?
That's an interesting question. And also we do have some level of delay on this app. But it's interesting that persons will identify their purpose, because that's important. I mean, apart from the philosophy that you have to be committed to what you're doing, it's important you identify your purpose. And for those who believe that manufacturing and distribution, like I do, is part of their mission, part of their purpose, I strongly advise that they identify a need and work in this sector to solve that need. And if we assume that they identify a need and they're ready and willing to work in this sector to solve that need, then it's not a walk in the park. As you know, business take a number of different pieces coming together to make it work. And apart from capital, apart from labor, it also takes a culture of hard work and dedication. In my sessions that I do across the country in motivating and trying to develop entrepreneur, I use an interesting example, the example of Nokia, BlackBerry, and now iPhone, that the two former died, and not because of lack of capital and not because of lack of technical expertise, but I do believe that there was a lacking in culture. And iPhone has a culture that people understand, people want to be a part of, people want to work with, people believe it delivers for them, and it is friendly. So I speak a lot about culture. And the simple answer to your question is, once identify your purpose, focus on your culture, which is your attitude towards work, your professionalism, and your commitment to serve people.
Wonderful. Thank you. Great advice.
All right. Well, I want to use this opportunity just to thank AFJ for sterling work over the years. Looking forward to your gala on Saturday. And to the honorees, we say a big thank you for your work, your support to Jamaica, your ongoing support. And we pray that God will continue to prosper your organizations. And we encourage everybody to continue to support these very credible institutions that have been friends and continue to be very good friends of Jamaica, partners of Jamaica. We thank you all for participating today in our call.
All right. I do see some key folks on. I see Mr. Marlon Hill. And yes, Dr. Beverly Allen of the Association of in Florida, Jamaican Nurses, Association of Jamaican Nurses.
Jenny McIntosh, Global Jamaica Diaspora Council representative is on.
Yes. Yes, a lot of representation. Great. Wonderful to see you. All right.
All right. So next up we have Mr. Everton Spaulding, who is a gentleman who is in the business of home inspection. Now, if you here in the United States, you want to buy a house in Jamaica, and you want an independent assessment of the structures that exist in Jamaica, that's a good man to call, Mr. Spaulding. I may not introduce your business as good as you can, but tell us, Everton, tell us a little bit about your the services you offer in a few minutes, and happy to have you on the program.
Thank you, CJ. Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, good. A very good evening, good afternoon to you all. And again, I thank you also for the opportunity to be here to elaborate a little bit about the home inspection process. It's nothing new to the diaspora, especially in Florida, because this is like, a reflex reaction when you're actually acquiring a home. But in Jamaica, it seems to be a big void. And I identified that, so I decided to start this company, Coast to Coast Property Inspection. And before I forget, and I know if I forget, you might remind me, CG, but I'm prepared. I'm actually offering a 15% discount to the diaspora for the first 15 people that called regarding an inspection. So we're offering to introduce ourselves to the diaspora. We are very detailed in our inspection because we check from the roof to the ground and all parts in between. And, I noticed that in this call, a lot has been mentioned about Melissa. That's another inspection that we do because we do what is called a wind mitigation inspection. And that tells us how fortified you are against a windstorm. So you are able to actually, protect.
They send a PDF. Can we make it two-sided?
Sorry, we're gonna mute.
I'm unmuted. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Am I?
Yeah, you can continue. Continue.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. And, so we have that inspection. It's called a wind mitigation inspection. But, I hasten to add that questions I've been getting, and I can't count the amount of times that this has happened, that people are saying to me, okay, so you can determine the value of the property and this type of thing. And I said, no, we can't, because there's this distinct line that is drawn between the valuator, as they call them in Jamaica, or the appraiser, it is called in Florida, and a home inspection. The valuator, as it suggests, determines the value, and the home inspection determines the integrity of the structure that you're buying. And they're really separate and apart. One has nothing to do with the other. Recently, I want to share an example with you. Recently we had a call from the diaspora in Orlando. This lady, she was actually purchasing a home in Jamaica for $1,725,000 US. And she insisted that I am not going to be buying this house unless I can get it inspected. She could not find an inspection company because it is not that omnipresent in Jamaica. However, thank God she found me. And we went over there and we did the inspection. Now, the funny thing is that she was completely enamored with this property. She loved it. And when I drove up to the property, I could see why. Because this property presented a perfect picture for the camera. Until we decided to get very technical and detailed and microscopic, inspection, we found that the property had severe structural damage. It had a roof that I sent my drone up, and the roof looked good. It looked perfect, as a matter of fact. But I was inspecting the balcony, So I was at arm's length from the roof. And when I did this and I reached across and I lifted up the shingle, I realized that that was shingle layer number 3, which suggests to me that the person actually just threw on what they call a roof covering. It's not your roof, it's your roof covering. That is a shingle that they put on. So it made it look as though it's a new roof, and it wasn't. Major structural damage, mold. We use highly technical equipment when we're doing our inspection, moisture meter, GFI testers, you name it, we use it, right? So we want to make sure that, we are of service to the community. We'll hold your hands through the process. It's not a question of just hi, bye, and we counsel our customers and advise them as to, we are not telling them don't buy or buy. What we're telling them is that we are providing you with information on which you can make a decision as to whether you want to move forward or not. It is, it's my pleasure to be here, but I might also add that, what makes me qualified to do this? Well, having spent over 20 odd years in the real estate and inspection industry in Florida, I think I sort of got a little bit of experience in doing these home inspections, and I decided to bring it to Jamaica since I returned almost 3.5 years ago. But I remain poised. I know the time is cutting close. I remain poised for whatever questions.
Can persons get in touch with you, Everton?
Okay. They can call me on WhatsApp. It's 876-288-5413. Again, 876-288-5413.
All of your information is in the chat.
Is in the chat.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your email address and your website. Yes.
Yeah. And I really look forward to being of service to the diaspora community. It's I think it is well earned and well deserved.
Mr. Spaulding,
thank you.
Denise McIntosh has a very important question for you. She wants to know where your accent is.
Where my accent is. I spent north of 50 years in North America, but I made sure I held on to that Jamaican accent, which I feel that I was inextricably attached to. I didn't want to lose it. My accent is actually Jamaican.
Nice.
So, Mr. Spaulding, you said you returned to Jamaica in the last 3 years, right? For those who are teetering, trying to figure out if Jamaica is the home they can go back to, there's a phrase, you can never go home, but what have you gone home to? What have
I got? Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Yes. What is Jamaica like for you now that you're back?
Well, Jamaica is home, and I enjoy every minute of it, right? I was in Florida, in New York, and that was primarily due to college and then having kids and seeing them through college. I stayed there, but I've always yearned on the possibility of coming back to Jamaica. However, I make the big distinction. If you're coming back to Jamaica, when you reach the airport, take off your USA hat and put on that black, green, and gold. You are not in the United States of America. If you're coming here and each and everything you do, you're going to say, but if I was there, I suggest you buy a ticket and go back. But I enjoy every minute of being in Jamaica.
Professor Elliott is nodding his head.
Love that answer. Love that answer. Well said, Everton. And yeah, man, everybody is loving that answer, and we appreciate you. I think this was another good presentation, and we as you see, this call is bringing value every single week. This another great presentation, and persons buying the real estate. We told you about the conferences coming up with real estate and the opportunities. Now you have the home inspection service that you must utilize by the expert himself. Sir Everton, thank you so much for being on the program.
Thank you. I hope I can live up to your expectations.
Thank you. Yeah, okay, we have our last speaker, right, on the program.
Yes, and I want to just, Mr. David Muir, not Mair, but Muir, and people mix up the names all the time, but he's from the Island Space Caribbean Museum, and they have the only one of its kind in the world, and They have done an extremely good job just ensuring that we continue to tell our stories. And I want to congratulate him and Khalib for being so bold to bring this project to the community and maintaining it. And we are proud of you. But I know today you're here to talk about fathers and a Father's Day event taking place. I'm going to ask you right away, why is it important for us, David Muir, to celebrate our fathers, and tell us about the event you have coming up later?
Boy, CG, come on. Why is it important? Thank you, Jason, for posting in the chat the graphic. So much I can say. Just to go quickly, I know time is against us. I know you're wrapping up the day. Great to see all of my friends and colleagues on the phone on this Zoom. Father's Day is important, like every relative. It's just like children are important and mothers are important. Father's Day that's coming up right now for June is very special in multiple ways, but it's particularly has to be sort of impressed upon because of how much we somewhat ignore fathers. And so we're trying to educate people that fathers play a great role and that we need to celebrate them in the same way we celebrate the other people, because we always are celebrating the mothers who are wonderful and have done so much, and we know how much the women lead us in terms of our society and our morals and our values and how we sort of treat each other. But the men also play a very important role, and I'm just glad that we have the opportunity to sort of point a finger at the beautiful men who make up the community as well, like yourself, Sir Mair, close to Muir, but not quite there. You're also a father, and you should be celebrated. And literally, everyone, woman or man, must have had a father, even if it's just the sperm donor. There is a father in there somewhere, and fortunately, we are not celebrating just the sperm donor. This is Father's Day. Jamaican Men of Florida is an organization that is geared to celebrating the men of our community, most of which are fathers, but of course, even those who are not actually, I guess, physically a father, they represent fatherhood in other ways by treating others with kindness, by lifting up the community. And while I see all the different things coming on the stream being shared by all the people on the Zoom, it is important that not only this Saturday, where we're celebrating fathers at the Tamarack Community Center by the Jamaican Men of Florida. Just note that on Father's Day itself, Island Space Caribbean Museum will be having a specific celebration at the Pembroke Pines facility called Charles George Center, and there we will be having our annual Mango Festival honoring fathers. It is a spectacular event. We all love mangoes. It's going to have mangoes from Jamaica, with thousands of mangoes coming from Jamaica. But we also have mangoes coming from other Caribbean nations, including, of course, the likes of Haiti and Cuba and Barbados. And we have, I mean, literally thousands and thousands of mangoes already en route. And we're going to have more that are being shipped from the Caribbean nations so that we can celebrate properly. Yes, we will have, thank you, Khalib, Julie, East Indian, Bombay, etc. Good that Khalib is also on the call. Since she's here, I will make sure not to get flogged. I will say that as well, after Saturday, we have the Father's Day event at the Tamarack Community Center. And I have to also say, we have Jamaican born and Jamaican, I guess, family that are part of the Tamarack Commission, meaning those who lead the city. And as a result of that, we get the opportunity to do events at the Tamarack Community Center. On Sunday at Island Space itself, we also have an especially wonderful event where our Jamaican painter, Mark Cameron, is having a brunch event. Please, if it's possible, can you put the brunch event flyer on there as well? But at Island Space, at the Broward Mall, on Sunday, we're going to have Mark Cameron having his wonderful event, which also includes him cooking for you. So not only is it that you get to see his wonderful paintings and interact with him, but there's going to be food prepared by the chef. Ah, there we go. Thanks, Khalif. Art and appetizers. There we are. And CG, I see your picture is there too.
Yes, how
So
did
of
I get
course,
there?
Yes.
CG holding out. CG holding out.
yes,
No, I'll be
CG
there.
is
I'll be
holding
there. I'll
out.
be there.
I love it. But yeah, any questions, anything about the Father's Day event, please let me know. Both the Father's Day event this Saturday at the Tamarack Community Center in the afternoon from 1 till it's time to go to the Buja show. So it's a good place, location right in the same city, and Buja is performing a few feet away in the afternoon. So right before the Buja show, we have that event. Of course, the following morning, we have art and appetizers at Island Space. And then on Father's Day, inside of the Charles Judd Center, we have in Pembroke Pines, we have the Mango Festival by Island Space Caribbean Museum. Any questions?
David, what is the Jamaica Men of Florida, and how does one join for them putting on this Father's Day event?
That's a wonderful question. We welcome everyone who is Jamaican to the event, whether you are a member or not a member. It does not require membership to participate. However, if you are interested in becoming a member, I'm actually going to ask Jason, if you don't mind, dropping the website in the link. It's here. Jamaica Men of Florida does have a website. You can sign up and become a member on the website. The membership fee is reasonable. It's just $25. It is literally just to recognize that you want to be a member, because whether you join or you don't join, every Jamaican male, whether you're born in Jamaica or you're first or second generation Jamaican and you live in the state of Florida, you're automatically considered a member. But we do want to recognize you by having your information, being able to call on you, to volunteer, to participate in different ways. And so it would be great if you joined and gave your $25 donation. We use the funds that we receive from membership to do good in the community. We put on events, but we also feed the poor. We go out and provide food to the homeless, and we do many different things. We have church services. We do many different things to show what Jamaican men stand for and how wonderful it can be to be a Jamaican man. And we invite everyone to come and participate at our events, including this Saturday at the Tamarack Community Center in the afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to all the fathers and father figures, mentors. You really make a difference, as Mr. Mair just gave a great example. All the impressionable things you're doing in the community for the diaspora, for people back home. So thank you, men. We regard you highly. Yes, we do.
And Ginger,
Thank
thank you for reminding the ladies that the ladies can always support the Jamaica Men of Florida. Big respect to Ginger as a lady who always assists Jamaica Men of Florida.
Absolutely. And Ginger is a member of the Jamaica Men of Florida. She was our first female member, and she does come out to all of the events. Sometimes Ginger will call me from a Jamaica Men of Florida event and say, "Where are you? How come you're not here and I'm here?" So I have to tip my hat to Ginger, who is a strong supporter. She really
Is
is
she on the call
genuinely.
right now?
She is.
Okay, so
Definitely.
can maybe call on her to do the closing prayer?
That
Let
would
me
be
ask you,
wonderful.
Or should we ask a man? We can ask.
Emily, were you ready for us today? Our next, no, you have your thing. I want you to do
Violin,
He said,
You know,
have your ting.
your violin, you know?
Sorry. Yeah, she looked like she's going
Yeah, she's gonna run and get it, and then she's
Oh, there she is. Okay.
close us out, and then Ginger will close in prayer. So Emily, give us one of your folk songs. Any one of the folk songs that you're led with.
We're asking you to unmute. Yes.
Emily,
Okay,
raise your
here we
hand for
are.
me.
We
You
got
there?
you.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. What do you want to hear today? Let's see. You want a folk song?
Love of Lionheart.
Oh, Lionheart? Oh, that might be a very much of an ad-lib version, but let's see. I don't know.
You're a pro.
There's your lion heart.
Yeah.
There's my lion heart.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
All
All
right.
right. All right.
All right.
Is Ginger gonna
Ginger?
close?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll call on you, but
Ginger, are
I'm
you
ready.
there? You been asked to unmute, Ginger. Are you there?
And next
All right.
week, Janice, we're gonna give you a segment to give us an update on the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council. So, so she's right. So we have 2 minutes. Yeah. So next
Yeah.
week for Janice, is Ginger there or Ginger ran?
If Ginger's not ready, then Miss Jarrett is available.
Jarrett is available. Our president
Yeah.
here in Orlando is gonna
All
close it.
right.
All right, can everyone hear me?
Perfect.
Greetings from Orlando, from Jamaican Cultural Connection. Thank you, CG. Father, please bow our heads. Father God, we thank you for today's opportunity to come together to uphold our global diaspora. Father, you are always the light in the darkness. And after Hurricane Melissa, this was quite evident. We are binding together with faith and excellent communications. We thank you for CG Oliver, Dr. Jones, guest speakers and organizers for doing their part to uplift us in one love and compassion amongst ourselves and our beloved island of Jamaica. We thank you for our upcoming Diaspora Conference in Montego Bay, my hometown. We are grateful for all the sessions in place, but specifically the Day of Empowerment, where we uphold the importance of human interaction amongst our people that need to just look in our faces for hope and love. This is blessed reassurance for them. Bless everyone on this call. Bless everyone in your beautiful world that you created, oh Father God, in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much. And I see Honorary Consul Omari Fullerton. We didn't recognize him. Commissioner Carlene Maxwell Williams, Jermaine Morgan, grocery list. So many persons here. We didn't call any name. It's not that you're not important. Karian Corvicas, Crystal Cargill. Not that you're not important. Just that each week we have to make sure you come back and that we will, get to everybody. Mia, Almond, Marlon Hill, Mitch McLean. Thank you all for joining us. Nick Peters, who arranged the first meeting with the FDEMA, Federal, the Florida Disaster Emergency Management Unit. He organized that meeting, and I'll tell you about that next week. What Nick would have you on the program. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Karen Chung, I saw you raise your hand. Did you have a question, Ms. Chung? As one of the American Friends of Jamaica?
All right.
Okay, I guess you didn't. All right.
Thanks, everyone. Mr. Farron, we'll see you. Wonderful. All right. See you next Wednesday.